Are you feeling maxed out? This is a channeled message in light language activation for grounding energetic overload and helping to clear some heavy emotions. Let the limitations or perceived limitations drop away. Just for this one moment, let all of that fall off of you. Step onto your true path, or know that you're already on your true path, and let the fear dissipate. Bring to mind something in your life in the present moment that you're actively working through or that's in the background that brings up fear. And put that in the center of an imaginary circle to shine light on, to see it from a different perspective. Put on a new set of glasses in which you look at this through your heart and not through your mind, because your heart can see it from all perspectives. You can see the issue in its entirety in ways that your mind cannot. Oye bakashia 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 bakakakakoi bakashia bakashkakaka. Right now, it may feel a little bit like you're on roller skates trying to climb a mountain, and that you can slide back down a little after taking a few steps up. Then you go back up again and you slide down a little bit. And progress can be very slow this way. This activation coming up will help you find firmer footing. It will also help with grounding, for this is part of what grounding is all about. Grounding also has to do with being fully embodied, which is something that can be difficult because without conscious awareness, humans can often pop out of your bodies more often than you realize. And when this happens, this very often relates to past traumas in which you didn't feel safe. It is safe to feel fully embodied in this world as a human right now. Is it sometimes easier to feel fully grounded and more fully embodied when you're standing high up, like on a mountaintop, or up on a hill looking down at the world beneath you? You can feel like you have some safe distance from those energies below that can be dense, and some perspective where you can see things from a higher order. Oye bakashia 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 bakakakakakoi bakashish kakakakoi bakashish kakaka. You might feel right now that all of your experiences from an emotional perspective, from an energetic perspective, are very augmented, that you're living in a kind of augmented reality. You have experienced the raising of frequencies within you, within yourself, within the earth matrix, happening gradually, but it has also happened fairly quickly, even though you have experienced this as being gradual. It's a little bit like the frog that is put into the pot of cold water on the stove that is gradually turned up to a boil very slowly. It happens so gradually that by the time the frog's being boiled, he barely realizes that it's gotten that hot. But that's what has happened. Doi bakashia 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 bakakakakoi bakashia bakashia kakakakaka. The energies now are moving at a much higher frequency than they were even just 5 years ago. It's a really enormous shift that has happened on your planet and within your collective. So cut yourself some slack. It really is maxing out your systems. It's a lot to process for the nervous system and for the emotional body. And the whole body and nervous system has to change and adjust to these higher frequencies every time it gets turned up. And this whole process can't be interrupted easily. That's why grounding is so important right now. Oye bakashia bakashio kapapoe bakashia bakakoe bakai kapapoe bakashoish kakakakaka. And as these intense high frequency energies are hitting you and your planet, it brings a lot up to the surface. It brings a lot of dense energy up to the surface to be healed. And what's being brought up to the surface a lot right now in the collective of humanity to be healed is the energy of shame. There's much shame in the human collective experience that goes way, way back in your history, all the way up to the present moment, in your collective field, all throughout humanity. And this energy of shame has translated to each of your lives at different points of your life experience in some way, where you felt the emotion of shame or have been made to feel ashamed for various reasons. There is no shame that you need to hold on to. Now is the time to let go of that. But know that if some of that energy of shame is coming up right now, don't blame yourself. Realize that this might create anger that you feel that feels very disproportionate to what may be happening in your physical circumstances in your actual life right now. This is all part of what you're experiencing as the collective energy of shame is being raised to the surface by this high energy to be healed and released and transmuted, to be cleared. And coming up here is a light language activation to help clear that energy, a kind of blue flame healing energy to burn away dense energies that might be, shall we say, afflicting you in various different ways at this present moment. There is a powerful resonance to the blue healing flame. This light language activation is also putting a lot of information into your field to pick up later for you to discern through your intuition that will trickle up as the conscious mind is ready to integrate this information being transmitted. Hi, baka hoy, kakakoi, bakashi, kashi, kakakoi, bakakoi, kakakoi, bakashi, kakakakakak. Hi, kakakoi, bakashi, kakakakai, bakakakai, kapapagash, kakakakakakaka. Hi, kakaka, hi, oh, bakakakakakakakishi, bakashish, kakakaka. Ah, bakapapagash, kapapapakoi, bakashish, kakakaka. Koi bakashi bakashkash kokoi bakakakakakakoi shkashkakakakai. Ah, bakashi bakakakakakakoi bakashkosh bakakakaka. Oi bakashkish kokokokokoi bakashkish kakakakaka. Oi bakakakai kakakakai kakakakai. Ai 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 ai. Ai 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 baka kakakakoi baka papoi baka shu baka baka shi baka kashi baka kakakoi baka kaka baka popopopopo ha baka poi baka shi baka kakakakai baka popoi baka shi baka kakakai baka poi baka shi baka kakaka shi bakakakoi bakai bakakashish kakakai bapapoi kashish kakakai bapapa hakapapo bakashi bakakakai akakai hi bakakaka hi kapapoi shish kakakakai Doi bakakaka, ki pokashush kishkakaka. Hi, kapupoish kishkakaka, pokashish kakai, pokashi kashkashkakaka. Ha, ha, kakoi kashia, pakashia, kakakai, bapuposh kishkaka. Ha, puposh kishkakaka, pofish kishkaka. Hi, kapush kishkashkashkapoy, bakashkishkakai, pokashishkakai. Ah, kashishkaka. Oi, bakashishkaka. Ah, kashishkaka. Ah, bakashkoi, bakashka. Ha. Ha. Bakakakai, papapoi, kashishkakakai, bakashkoi, kashkoi, bakashkoi, bakashkoi, bakashkoi. Allow yourself to fully receive what has just been transmitted. Allow this to settle into you. We just put a lot into your field. You might think of it like a kind of a shish kebab, like an energetic meal on a stick with a lot of different things mixed in. A balanced meal that contains some of what you might think of as metaphorically like protein and some vegetables and something sweet, and all of it nutrient filled and very tasty. We just put a lot of light into your field right now. It was a healing in several different activations that included a light body attunement, a throat and heart chakra alignment, and a protection of light that helps ground you, that helps attune you to the very high frequencies that you are being inundated with right now. We invite you to sit with this just for a moment and let it settle.